So next question. Question number, I don't know. Is cereal a soup?
A cold soup, I guess.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Gazpacho?
I'm not sure.
Is that what it's called?
Cold
soup is gazpacho?
I think so.
So is the...
I'm sorry. It's Argentinian.
Same
I
answer.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way.
All right. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Primo Dirt podcast.
The Primo Dirt podcast.
And we have Stevie Miranda with us today. Big Game James on tech, Johnny Peace. And a special guest today, Brian, the connoisseur of the alcohol. Say what's up, Brian.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey.
Very long list of credentials. We didn't want to list them all. So we're going to run it really quickly and right here, right now. Thanks for joining us. We're going to play a game at first, and that's going to be a blind taste test. And we're going to you're going to taste two tequilas. Tell us which one is, if they're both good, which one is the more expensive and which one is the budget tequila. And I guess that's the wet your palate for some whiskeys that you brought us to try out afterwards.
Yeah.
Let's
So
get
you
to
ready?
that part.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, let's get to that part. So let's unveil them. There they are. You have to. It's kind of one of those help yourself, I guess. I see what you're doing. You're pouring it into the glass. There's a reason for that. Oh, because we're all trying this.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure you all
Oh,
get to
okay.
try it.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be blind for Stevie, too, then.
Yeah, so it's blind for Stevie, too.
Damn, fool.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to.
That's fine. That's fine.
got it?
I'm
He's
not
trying to catch
complaining.
up. He's trying to catch up. Well, I mean, right off the bat,
Oh, did we
this
start?
is it's a silver. So one thing that you guys should always note is if you see some caramel coloring on the tequila, it's aged in a barrel, usually can increase the price, but that can give you the two other statements, which is the reposado and the añejo, each one being aged longer in a barrel, obviously. With tequila, something to note is it's very dependent on where it's grown, where the agave is grown.
Yeah.
So the lowlands and highlands are the two kind of places in Mexico that they're going to grow. And each one kind of does a different characteristic. Like one's going to give you a more of an earthy kind of feel, and the other one's going to give the more citrusy kind of notes.
I see.
Which is probably going to be the one most people lean towards. But if you like something a little more robust and earthy, the lowlands tend to be pretty good for that.
Now with the silver, you're saying that it was not aged in a barrel when it's a silver.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's distilled straight into a bottle, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That being said, there are some things that can help you differentiate cheap and expensive tequila, or at least tequila that's made right, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Tequila has their own like governing body for the production of tequila, and there is a 1% limit of additives, which basically help either mask flavors or add flavors. So as an example, have you guys tried Casamigos?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
In the past.
it has a more vanilla forward taste, and that's based on the additives that they've added onto it.
I see.
You can have all kinds of things. Sometimes they're additives for coloring, stuff like that. So you can kind of see a little bit of the differences there.
Now, is the
see.
silver generally lighter?
Generally, it tends to be the most... I'd say it's the most popular one for mixed drinks. It's not necessarily lighter. Aging in barrels tends to give it a smoother taste. So if you, like you said, you're not a huge fan of tequilas,
Yeah.
I would say go for like a good añejo. It might be like a $70 bottle, but most of the times it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a lot smoother, a little more of the like whiskey wood characteristics that you'd probably be used to.
Huh.
Yeah. So that would be my direction to you.
Yeah.
Not being a huge fan
And
of tequila.
Anejo.
Yeah, and añejo.
Anejo.
Reposados are going to be the ones that are aged usually at least 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Anejo's usually 6+. Most of them are aged like 2 years, 3 years.
Okay.
You can find older than that, and those are the extra Añejos.
What does that mean again? Anejo and Reposado.
Añejo's just,
Translate, man.
Yeah.
Translate.
Añejo would be aged.
Okay.
Would be the best translation of it. Reposado is it rested,
Okay.
and rested in a barrel would be the best way to describe that.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
So
I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
We're familiar with those terms.
Yeah, it tastes like a tequila.
Yeah, it's giving you that like very alcohol-y burn afterwards, right?
Yeah, what's that called when it comes back through the nose? There's some term for it, I thought. Blowback.
Not drinking it right.
Yeah, blowback. Don't snort anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure if there's a
Yeah, there
word for that.
might or might not. We should make one up. Backdraft. That's what I'm calling it.
There you go. That's what it is.
What do you taste?
So there's a lot of like earthy characteristics to this, but it's at the same time that burn afterwards is a little too strong,
I see.
which is giving me the feeling that they might have additives in this.
Okay. Yeah.
Usually the additives are to help mask that burn. So something about tequila that's been pretty prevalent with a lot of the celebrity stuff now
Yeah.
is that to properly grow the agave, you need at least 7 to 9 years.
Wow.
So
that's
it's
crazy.
not a quick process. This takes time. It takes,
Yeah.
a lot of the nutrients out of the soil. It's a lengthy process, but a lot of these huge distilleries that do a lot of the celebrity stuff,
Yeah.
you're looking at them buying the agave 3 to 5 years, sometimes less.
I see.
So the quality of the agave is not as good.
So they're just more or less cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
And just slapping a label on.
Correct. To mass produce, because they're trying to put as many bottles and get as
Yeah.
bigger profit margin as possible.
I've
Well,
heard-
that person's still popular.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
you're going to, like, when, what's his name released, McGregor? When McGregor released his whiskey, it was on the shelf in a year,
Oh yeah, no. Well, but it's also a little different because whiskey, you don't need to wait 9 years for the materials to make whiskey
Yeah.
to
Okay.
properly mature.
Yeah.
You can just get your grain, go ahead and put it in the mash, and you're all set. With tequila, the agave actually fully flavors after it matures,
Oh,
so
I
that
see.
changes it a bit.
That's harder.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
That seems so complex. It's more complex than other types, or just time consuming.
It's just a little more time consuming.
I see.
If you get it done right, you're looking at like your process being 7 to 9 years out before you're making your first initial batch.
So I hear though the agave fields are like depleting
Yes.
like at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
Because everybody's wanting this tequila or a celebrity tequila or whatever. There's just, the consumption is just leaving the fields barren.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and that's the process. Like as they're growing, they're pulling as many nutrients as they can to mature.
Yeah.
So, pulling it early, 3 to 5 years, you've already drained it. It hasn't given enough time to replenish, and you're already planting again. So, it's not as sustainable. So you're probably gonna see. If celebrity tequilas stay as popular as they do,
We're going to
might
run
see
out of
them.
agave.
yeah, you might see them expand to other cities to see if they can plant the
Oh, I
plants
see.
there. But
Because we don't need no barren fields.
yeah, but the issue is the area where tequila, like Jalisco and all of that is
Yeah.
that it's a lot of like volcanic enriched soil
Yeah.
that gives it the distinct characteristics that it does.
Where did tequila come from originally? Mexico?
Yeah, yeah. So it's Mexico, and it can only be made in Mexico. Think of like how champagne is only in a certain region in France.
Yeah.
Same thing. There's only certain states in Mexico that can make it. Everything outside of that would be considered mezcal.
Mezcal.
Yeah, and that's tends to be known for a more smoky profile.
I see.
Yeah,
So now when you say only certain cities are allowed to do it, why is that?
just the regulations that they have to keep it.
So just regulations.
Yeah,
It's the game. What was it? Don't hate the player. Just hate the game. What was it? Oh yeah, hate the cheerleader. But you should just hate the mascot. Like everybody should be able to just kick the shit out of the mascot. That'd be so dope.
Yeah, because they can't really react. Just spin their helmet backwards.
Well, let's try the next one. You killed it.
So what if you had to give a price point on that?
Do you want to put some water in there? And
yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Clean this out a bit.
Do we have
Price
any
point.
water? We got some hand sanitizer. That'll work.
yeah, put some hand sanitizer in there.
Oh yeah.
It's
Just kill all
alcohol
the
based.
bacteria.
Yeah, that's why I grabbed those. I cleaned out the bottle with it or a cup.
So while we're doing that, you guys hear about the Bill Cosby's out of jail? I saw him out, man,
Yeah.
walking around.
Oh, yeah.
A free man.
Free man. Yeah, there you go.
for a cut?
Yeah, people are trying to free Britney, and Cosby's the one who got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Cosby thing is a whole. If you think about it, the guy was partying in the 80s, and that's kind of what he got in trouble for. I feel. He's just partying in the 80s.
Could
you know?
be.
I don't think he was like running around knocking bitches out, and I don't know. I was there, but I wasn't there. I was just in the 80s. Hold on one second.
What's that?
Yeah. I need to do this, I guess.
Well, you gotta clean that glass out too when you're done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said. You want to just pour that in there. If it's not to your liking.
Not to my liking.
Yeah.
I don't like tequila. It's just so many nights where I just threw up on it. Yeah.
See, that's me and vodka.
Yeah, vodka too.
Yeah, vodka's my bane.
Yeah.
I can finally start to drink it now, but it's still flashbacks of those days.
Just like Jägermeister and
See, Jaeger, I love still.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Jaeger's-
99 apples.
Nah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, you know.
John, grab a napkin, man.
You grab something right here.
For you, you're dripping all over the place, like when you take a
respect
piss.
The wood. Steve respects the wood.
Yeah, man.
Steve, you still working on yours?
Yeah, hold on, I'm almost done. Yep.
I can't believe you.
Hand me the water.
Some of this
Which
hits
one's-
the editing floor, so don't worry.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Is that the one that you poured it into?
Yeah,
I'm
pour
gonna,
it in.
that one over here.
You gonna pour it out?
I'm gonna rinse it.
Steve will not waste alcohol.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
He's a man of
Think
my
of the starving children,
principles.
John.
Yeah, right? That's why I told my kids, it's like, there's a lot of starving kids out there, and you want to be healthy enough to take their fucking food if you need to, you know? That's how it's going to go down.
All right, hook it up.
Should be that one right there.
All right, I haven't had tequila in a while. Tequila. That's why they call it that. So, where did we land on the first one, by the way, in terms of quality, price? What are your guesses, your estimates?
I mean, it's hard to say just
Yeah.
because most tequila is going to be priced around 20 to like $35.
So
For silver, you're looking at probably about low end, maybe
What I'm saying is, what would you pay for that one?
well, he
for a
doesn't-
bottle of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, isn't
That
that
sounds
where
like a
we're going?
$20 bottle, maybe.
Okay.
So now let's go with this one
Hold
because
on. Can we go one step further and try to guess the?
Oh, I don't know my
no,
tequilas
hold
that
on.
well.
The game is supposed to be he's going to pick the cheap bottle and the expensive
Okay,
bottle
gotcha.
because
Fine. I gotta cleanse my palate.
This feels more barrel, like there's like barrel involved in this.
yeah, for sure. It's
Oh yeah, this is definitely smoother. Definitely smoother.
I can taste the barrel though, like
Yeah.
the oakiness of it.
Yeah,
It's smoky.
it's oakiness. Yeah, you're feeling the wood. Yeah,
It
So
does have a
most of the
smoky
time-
flavor too.
Yeah, tequila is done in oak barrels.
Yeah,
We use American oak barrels. What's your thought on it, Steve?
Stevie, you bought the bottle. You know everything about it.
This is the one that I bought.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can tell by the smell.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely smoother. But when I first bought this bottle, it it was kind of harsh. But I think this one kind of softened me up.
Let me soften you up some.
Yeah.
Tenderized you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one will usually probably be harsher if you're starting to like put alcohol on your palate.
Yeah.
That's why the first drink's usually the roughest, and
Yeah.
after that it smoothens out.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of it in your system.
So, I guess we can start with this question. It's mezcal or tequila?
Tequila.
Okay.
Yeah, mezcal, you'll the smokiness is going to be very strong.
Yeah.
You're going to feel it as like an after effect kind of thing. If you've ever had a good mezcal, you can tell. Even in a cocktail, you can feel it. Like in cocktails, you can hide tequila. You can't hide mezcal that easily.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the smokiness throughout the drink.
So have you made your choice on which one do you think is more expensive or?
This one's probably the most expensive.
Yeah, you guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no chicanery.
Yeah. This was good.
But it is a mezcal. It's
this is a mezcal?
Yeah.
Interesting. This was a lighter one then. Which mezcal are we looking at?
You want to bust
Yeah,
the
it
bottles
is a-
out?
Yeah,
It
let's
is a
take a
lighter
look.
one.
Okay. let's do
Because
it.
when the lady was telling me about them, she said, well, you haven't really, so if you're not used to them, you might want to start with a lighter one.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So this
and,
one's
and,
definitely
and this is where
lighter.
I meant where, tequila and mezcal are basically one and the same, different areas.
Just different areas, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to find...
But also, isn't the mezcal like done underground somehow? Or a process of it?
It depends. Some might do it that way. But then again, like I said, it's out of the area, and the soil affects the flavor of the agave by quite a bit. So,
I'll tell you what, this one I can sip.
yeah, this is great.
I can sip. The other one is...
What was
Here.
that, Cuervo?
No.
Cuervo?
Let's bust out the bottle. You'll think it's funny. Hopefully.
Was it a Casamigos?
No, but you can get all of those in the place I bought this. There you go. Sponsored by Kirkland.
Costco.
That's a...
Ooh. Yeah. One's a little...
Thought it was good because
A little rough.
people
Yeah.
were talking about it. Like,
Oh, it's better than a lot of the real cheap stuff.
oh man, I'll tell you what.
Wait,
dude.
is that Kirkland one the second one?
The first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Oh, looks like a tequila. Oh, I know which one. Chicago. Okay. Yeah. And it's aged in a barrel. That makes sense.
Yeah, I could really smell and taste the barrel.
Yeah.
There's a smokiness to it. I enjoyed it.
So having some experience on the retail side, what does the second one go for usually?
I believe it's about like $35 probably. $40 ish.
You paid too
I
much.
think I paid a little more, but
I think you paid almost, what was 50 or 60?
I think so.
They got them.
Might have been a markup. Or,
Good, I'm glad. They got you. It's $20 for that gallon.
It was either that one or that might have been 35 or 40, and then the other one I had was the whiskey.
If you want to try a smokier one, try I believe is Del Maguey. It's like in the green bottle.
Okay.
Quality mezcal. Quality. If you like that smoky flavorness, it might be a little more prevalent there, and it's really good.
Wow, I'm going to have to try that.
If you guys want to try some good tequila without that kind of bite, and I'm talking like Silver Reposado, I'd suggest Fortaleza or El Tesoro. Those are two that are fairly common to find here. You can probably find them at like a Total Wine.
Huh.
Really good. Really good.
I enjoyed this tequila. I could drink it. I could sip it for the night, and I'd be okay with it.
This is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have the bite that you feel that feels very like
Yeah.
rubbing alcohol that the other one did.
I wish I had done a little more research on tequila before we started, because I would have bought an expensive silver to try to trick you with that.
There's one that is called Casa Dragonez.
Yeah.
Really good silver.
Dragones?
Dragones, like dragons.
Dragons.
Yeah.
House of Dragons.
Yeah. You're looking at like probably for a 375 milliliter, like $80.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
For a handle, you're looking
What?
at like 160.
That's yeah.
Yeah, it's not a full handle. It's not like a bottle like this.
Oh, it's not even
Oh,
it's
so
not even a regular bottle.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the small
That's
ones.
times 4. That's
Yeah.
$320 for a
Oh,
handle.
I got you. Wow.
$300 for a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
one's
a good bottle.
It's pricey and it's good.
That might be the Macallan. That's what we.
There's a lot of great Mexican tequilas, and what's pretty cool is if you like a tequila,
Yeah.
there's actually let's see if they have it on the mezcal. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, they do have it here. So there's a nom, like a number of the distillery.
Oh,
So you can look that number up, and you can find out what else is made in that distillery.
that's something good to know. If you didn't know that, or if you did, like and subscribe, comment about, tell us what your favorite whiskeys and tequilas are. If you have a good story, we're about to share stories right now because I'm sure everybody in here has a drunk story of some sort. And we're also going to check out some of the whiskeys that Brian brought us, which are, what are we looking at over here?
So the Japanese one we brought was the Kamiki.
And I'm really interested in tasting the Japanese because we did a taste test of 4 different, and the Japanese whiskey
That and he likes
was the best
Asians.
one. Plus, I got that. I got that whole yellow fever thing.
So it don't matter. You
Nah,
put an Asian label on it. He wants to try it.
Yeah, like the porn I watch is a girl that looks just like my wife, and I'm so cool with that. I'm alright with that. So one time, like somebody said something there, like, does he always check out all the girls when we go to Thailand? He's like, yeah, but the ones he looks at, they look like me, and I'm like, yeah, well, because y'all look alike, and that's what makes you guys all hot.
But
You
are
gotta
they
taste.
girls?
Oh, we're gonna get to that later, Stevie. We're gonna get to that later for sure. Would it matter? Dun dun dun.
At some point, yes.
At some point, yeah. So it matters up until a point, is what you're saying.
If
Yeah.
I'm shaking your hand, it's gonna matter at that point.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice firm grip.
Yeah. Nice firm grip and little scrub. Little scruff. Little sandpaper you feel like a cat's tongue. Oh.
But Asians are pretty smooth,
Yeah.
man or woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
Unlike
mean
this guy. Look at this guy's beard, man.
You're a bearded man.
Jeez.
Full.
Yeah. Are you Asian?
If only. No.
No. Are you Latin descent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
El Salvador.
Salvadoran.
Are you Latinx?
Latinx. Yeah.
Latinx.
It's the worst word in the world.
Yeah.
Sounds
You never
too
get
much like Kleenex.
but every once in a while you get Middle Eastern, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I do get that. I've gotten Indian quite a bit too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I can
Yeah.
see that too.
We know who to call when we need that Indian or Middle Eastern extra.
And you do what line of work you in, by the way?
I'm doing IT now.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
tech support stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
So it fits in with the theme.
yeah.
you
You
know?
can throw in an accent.
Actually, my job right now, a guy got fired. We do restaurant support.
Yeah.
So, I think we had a client. It was we were doing support for Outback at the time, and the guy came in with an Australian accent.
Nice.
Yeah, got fired on the spot.
Oh, you can't do that?
No.
Good day, mate.
Yeah.
You're fired.
What was it? His accent, or he was just making it?
He was making it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you can't
It
do
wasn't
that.
his natural accent. Yeah.
But he was doing all the calls like that?
No, he did it specifically for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They didn't appreciate it, obviously.
No, they did not.
Damn.
Calls were made, and
So-
he was let go.
No sense of
That's
humor.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Yeah.
That's why we cut hair.
That's right. So let's crack open one of these bottles.
Yeah, man, I'm getting loose.
I'm gonna wash this out because let's get the tequila out of my glass.
Yeah.
We're about to do some whiskey.
Here.
Whiskey, America. Oh, you're popping that one open from the gate.
Yeah. That one's the other one's St. George. It's called Baller. So it's an American whiskey done in a Japanese style.
Spin it.
There she is. And this one is called Kamiki. Check it out. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, there it is right there. Perfect.
You could probably cheat and put it on Brian's camera right over your shoulder.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Make it look like Steve's drinking it. Look. And then this one here is...
It's the St. George Spirits Baller.
So you guys try Kaniki first?
Yeah. Go ahead and grab it.
Oh, yeah. he sits in that corner and he just gets forgotten about. Poor James. Eat a taquito, fool. You look, like you're starving. Your tapeworm is winning, bro. That one is
That's the Baller. So this is a
Baller.
Yeah. So St. George Spirits.
Okay.
So this one, I believe it's out in the Bay. Now that I think about it. But that's a Japanese style single malt whiskey. So the Japanese are known for blending. So a lot of their like whiskeys tend to be very like Scotch-ish in style.
Yeah.
They try to like mimic kind of like their style of making whiskey, distilling it and everything.
They're not bound by the rules of the world.
No.
They seem to be doing whatever
the regulations, are pretty lax, and what it means is some distilleries out there just buy batches of Scotch whiskey, just slap their label and say it's Japanese whiskey.
Or they do something to it and then slap their label, right?
Yeah. Most of the ones that like, at least the major ones are blends. A lot of the more popular ones tend to be blends.
When you say blends, what does that mean?
So a blended whiskey is going to be a whiskey made with different batches of whiskey. So you're looking at like one that might be aged, 10 years, one that's aged maybe like 7, 3, and they're blending these batches together to make a smoother or something that they find to be a good taste of whiskey that they're then going to, put in a bottle and put out into the public. Trying
to Frankenstein it, piece it together and see
if
it's
and
good.
there's blended scotches that are really good, like Johnny Walker. It's blended. Like their whole line is a blended.
Just don't know what they're blended with exactly. Or I mean, you can probably
if
find
there's
out,
age statements, they'll tell you it's like a blended, but they usually go on the younger age when they put an age statement on it. But there's a lot of great blended whiskeys.
So if it's not blended, it's a what?
It's usually like it's considered a single malt.
Single.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're looking at like one distilled batch basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So single malt doesn't always necessarily mean better, because if you're looking for a flavor profile, the blended whiskeys, a triple malt,
it can be. Honestly, it's up to your taste palate.
Yeah.
A lot of people prefer the single malts because there's certain quality going into it.
Yeah.
Especially with like scotches, kind of like like Lagavulin, looking at some good stuff like that. A lot of their best work is age statements. They've already got their processes down pat. They know their flavor profiles, how they want to make things. Then it's just quality control.
Yeah.
But with blended, it takes an art, and that's what the Japanese are known for.
Art.
Making
dope swords and killing dolphins.
Yeah. There's a
shit like that.
There's a whiskey that came out. It's like Legend, I believe. So Jim Beam, they have a huge portfolio. They also own Suntory. So they took a master blender from Suntory, brought him out to their distillery in Kentucky, I believe. I'm not quite sure where Jim Beam's at. And he made a batch of bourbon, and then they had the Japanese blender come in and start putting things together and making it into something that was, a little more unique.
Yeah. Little quail egg.
Yeah.
Seaweed.
Yeah. So they he takes different types of whiskey that they have and then starts combining them together.
Yeah.
Putting it into something that's unique in terms of the blend and the taste that you might not see if it's an age statement, because you're kind of getting something that's a little more set.
And that becomes a Suntory.
That actually came under the Jim Beam profile, now that I think about it.
Oh, okay. So they would brand that as Jim Beam and not Suntory.
Yeah, because everything was made here in the States.
Okay.
But it was distilled or blended by a Japanese master blender.
Let's talk about this whiskey right here. This one's Kamiki. This is Japanese.
Yeah. So this one's going to resemble a little more of like a peaty scotch. Peat being like that very earthy, like mossy kind of flavor profile. If you guys want to take a quick sip, just to kind of get a taste.
I did.
What was your thoughts on it?
It's good. It's hard to. I'm still trying to work out, like, refine my palate.
Yeah.
And so I can't pinpoint necessarily. I'm still at that stage of, I don't go, ugh,
I taste cinnamon.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You're gonna find like cloves.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Kind of a
prevalent.
robust bite in the beginning, but then it smooths out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does have that red hot, and then
Yeah.
like a red hot's candy taste.
And the lingering like flavor is a little smoky, and then it kind of comes from the peat.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the label or the ticket on a bottle like that on a Kamiki?
I believe I got this one for about $65 or $70.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the first time they were distributing it in the States. Just happened to run across the bottle.
If I did the marketing for them, I would have a guy in a dashiki plug into Kamiki. And I think that could be a good tagline.
Yeah, everybody was kung fu fighting.
Everybody was dashiki though is not
Dashiki.
a dashiki.
Dashiki.
Is that how you say it?
That's what
Yeah.
the brothers wear.
Dashiki.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like a muumuu dress.
I thought it was a dashiki.
No. That would
Man.
make it more Middle Eastern, I think.
Well, then that would be your wheelhouse. What does that mean?
So what size is this bottle?
Yeah,
What?
What
That's-
size?
It's at 750.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
that
just a little
sucks.
more
'Cause
squared.
I named my dog Darshiki, so now I feel stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna change his name.
Didn't you ever watch that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No,
Where
where he wears a dashiki.
what's the butler's name?
Alfred?
Jeeves. He calls him.
It's Alfred or Jeeves. Mr.
G.
Belvedere.
G. He calls him G.
Oh yeah, okay.
But anyway, he was like a poet. He did it. He had like an alter ego named Bootsy or something like that. And
Oh,
he wore
nice.
the shiki and the afro and the
That's sick.
round glasses, sunglasses.
I should have watched that more. That's
Yeah.
one show I probably didn't give
Yeah.
the time of day to.
Oh, so good. And the
It was a great show. I didn't watch that one though.
And for those that are huge fans of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and grew up with it, they had the reunion special.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good too.
Yeah, I mean, I remember.
Better than the Friends special, unfortunately, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I like the Friends special, but there was some things going on.
I could sip this for sure.
Yeah, this is great.
What'd you say the ticket on the bottle was
it's
about?
good.
It's about 65, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
not too bad. You can find, I believe it's Suntory Toki. It's about $40 a bottle.
Yeah.
Solid Japanese blend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too pricey, but it's still pretty good.
Here's my problem though. I usually like to buy the handles, so it'll last a little bit longer.
No, you're going cheap for handles. If you want quality, you're probably the best you're gonna find at 750.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the handles are the 1.7. Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I like Jameson. It's like Jameson is price wise. I think Jameson is probably one of the better whiskeys.
Did you end up trying the Slanes?
Oh yeah. We have had a bottle.
Yeah. What compared to Jameson? What you think?
I think it was a little bit more robust. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a little stronger to me.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Fuller.
Yeah, but also a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a few bucks, $4 for a 750. But I mean, if you're getting handles, then it's gonna be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, the handle of Jameson at Costco runs about $40 with tax.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's have a little fun while we're drinking. I think, okay, quick question for you. This isn't one of the questions on the paper, but it's one for me. It's a two-parter. The first part was I got a tongue lashing from my cousin when I mixed my ginger ale with the Macallan. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't do that to Macallan.
Okay, so you don't do that to Macallan. Do you do shots?
Which Macallan? Let's specify.
The estate.
The Macallan estate.
Yeah.
You never, especially the estate.
It tasted so good, though.
Yeah, you had to
I-
specify because I had to see the cringe on his face.
I can imagine it's good, but you,
I love ginger ale.
so do I, but
Not with that.
not to the
So
estate.
good.
Not to the
So,
estate.
what about shots of an expensive bottle like that? Wasting a shot?
Sip it on the rocks. You're wasting it. You got to enjoy
Oh,
the flavor
so on the
profile.
rocks is okay?
On the rocks is fine. If you prefer it cold, neat is also good.
Okay.
but
it's-
but don't mix it with ginger ale and
Yeah.
don't shoot it.
No.
Don't shoot it or mix it. Oh, we did two things wrong.
Yeah.
We killed the bottle in a matter of a
Wait,
couple hours. This
What
is-
we Kimosabi, I sipped.
Steve did sip, but Steve's a sipper.
I'm a sipper.
Yeah.
I
Pacing
mean,
himself.
I mean, if you're gonna enjoy the flavors of the alcohol,
No.
especially with a bottle that expensive,
Yeah.
enjoy the flavors of the alcohol. If you're just trying to get fucked up, I'd recommend a $20 bottle or something
Yeah.
like that.
Go to the Costco.
Yeah.
James, what do you think of this? Are you still on that tequila? Or are you
No, I'm stepping the, what is it?
Kamiki.
Kamiki? What do
good.
you think of it?
It's got a lot of that backdraft that you mentioned earlier, John.
Yeah, that's what I'm naming it Backdraft.
And yeah, I like it, man.
I like it too. It does have this weird similarity to Scotch.
Yeah.
What's the what am I like noticing there
It's
to
the
see
peat.
The peat.
the peat? Okay.
Yeah, so that backdraft that you're talking about,
Yeah.
it's basically the peat
peat
that you'd
moss.
find. Yeah. Because if the backdraft of like a bourbon or like even Tennessee whiskey is going to be a little more sweeter, a little more like Big Red would probably be a great expression of it. More vanilla notes, a little more caramel.
Yeah.
This is a little earthier, and that's what you're kind of getting on the back end. Yeah. And Scotch, certain Scotches have this flavor profile.
I see.
So like in Oban, they're known for their peat.
Yeah.
That would be a great example of something a little more pocket friendly than a Macallan. That's probably going to taste similar to this.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think that the reason why bourbons and American whiskeys taste or have more vanilla or caramel flavoring is because we're sugar fiends and we're all fat?
No, actually, they don't add any of that. It's the charring of the barrels.
Yeah.
And
The type of barrels too, right?
yeah, for bourbon, it has to be new American oak barrels charred.
Okay.
So you're looking at something a little more specific there.
When you're charring a barrel, you're cooking the outside of a barrel?
The inside.
The inside, so
Yeah,
that way you
they're
get the
toasting
flavor
it
in
the
it.
inside, yeah.
Toasty.
Yeah. So they basically light a torch, go on the inside,
Yeah.
make it nice and dark, put in the whiskey, let it sit.
Now, when they do that, how do they torch it? Are they using like butane or propane or some shit?
Not
that,
quite sure.
That can
most of them,
affect the flavor.
That can affect flavoring, yeah.
I wonder if there's
As opposed to a natural open fire.
so
let's say.
yeah, methods to charring is probably a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we had like
So if you're-
blowtorches and shit, you had to just use regular flame. I'm assuming.
You would, probably put it so when they barrel it, they have the wood and they're putting the rings on it. Before they close it, that's when they go ahead and put the fire.
I see.
Put it through, cook everything on the inside, and then they'll seal it up.
I think a dope way, if this is a way, would just be putting wood chips inside that are on fire and then slowly turning the barrel, But you still have to have that air blowing through
Well,
because you need to
you're
keep the
filling
wood
up
chips.
the barrel
Yeah.
with the alcohol. Because you're aging it in the barrel.
Yeah.
There's a thing called angel's share, which is the portion of the alcohol that evaporates.
That's the stuff God takes home.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. So depending on how long you age it, that's why you see like the estate and stuff that's aged for over like 12, 18 years.
Yeah.
Their price is higher because they're putting this liquor in a barrel and they're coming out with half, maybe
Yeah.
less. So it's a lot harder to make that in larger quantities.
What's it called? The
Angel share.
Angel share.
Yeah.
That just reminds you of my Nana Maria.
She takes some of that whiskey home.
No, God took her home. But,
Yeah.
she wanted to go that way anyways. What's the stuff that because first of all, I have a problem. I don't have a problem with the word angel
You have a
share.
problem.
But I would think the devil or demons would be that would go that way. Like the angels aren't like, man, get us some more of that whiskey, But maybe they are.
Hey, if whiskey's a great thing to you,
Yeah.
it's going to be an angel.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
If it's not in heaven, then it's downstairs and you have to go down there then.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have to go downstairs for a drink. Okay. I'll go over there. I know how they char the barrels. They'll just have them in the room. In the normal room. Everything's aged. Nice. Very good whiskey. Love the Japanese for what they're doing. They're not going by the rules. We love not going by the rules. Most of us do. And they're making cool ass shit happen. And so their whiskeys are great so far. Everything I've had from Japan. We had the Shibui. I've had a Santori. And now I've had a Komiki. And
Which
I want to be in a
Santori did you guys
Dashiki.
try?
I don't remember. It was a good one. The Centauri, I don't know. It was a while before the Shibui. So
Everything's a blur after the
yeah,
blur.
everything's been a blur since about 15 when I discovered alcohol. So $60 bottle. Okay with ginger ale, or are you drawing a line? You're not quite there yet.
I'm borderline drawing a line.
Okay.
You could.
So what are you saying? Like $25, $30 bottle, then okay.
Yeah.
Ginger ale.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I mean, in reality, alcohol should be to your taste. However you enjoy it, you should enjoy it that way.
you know what I'm.
But I don't see the point of spending over $100 on a bottle if you're gonna mix it with something else.
I think there's a way around this. If you find $100 bottle of ginger ale, then now we're talking some money. That's going to be our next thing. If anybody out there knows $100 bottle or something expensive ass ginger ale,
Yeah.
let us know.
That's your workaround.
Yeah, leave it in the comments so that way when somebody's all mad, they're like, "You're mixing the King Louis with ginger ale." Well, this is $1,000 bottle of ginger ale, baby. You know, like this is King Louis.
It's the king of the crop.
Yeah, you know, I'll be chugging it like this. What's the most expensive ginger ale so that way I can mix it and be okay when somebody I found a loophole. You know, I get a pass on that, right? This ginger ale was carted in on the backs of.
Less expensive.
This ginger ale was built in a honey hive by honey ants in the Alps of Switzerland. That's where they are. And that's what we use, the ginger drops from the honey. And
So I've bought I believe it was a $30 something bottle of beer. It was a stout.
Yeah.
Aged. Well, it was like a coffee stout, and it had I can't remember the name of the coffee beans, but these are the coffee beans that like a special ferret finds, poops out, and that's what makes it so damn expensive.
that's Vietnamese coffee.
No, this is a special coffee name. I'd have to look it up to remember it. It's been so long.
I think Vietnamese use the ferret or the weasel, and then Thailand has the most expensive cup of coffee at $50 a cup, which is they use the elephant. They feed it the beans, yeah. But the weasel dung coffee is the Vietnamese style. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure others know.
No, so they
James,
bought
you
the
should
coffee
know about
beans.
this. Oh, yeah, I thought you rolled. You're like, I'm not listening to this bullshit. That's true, though, right? You've had dung weasel coffee.
I don't think I have.
You haven't?
No, because I never really pay more than $5 for a cup of coffee, dude.
I'm not sure, but I
Yeah.
think we have some inside.
Those coffee beans are like.
Speaking of that district over there, they got a Portola coffee lab now.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge coffee
They used
fiend,
to be in Irvine.
but I've had a few coffee stouts.
Might be a second.
When coffee has alcohol in it, then we're talking coffee. But
Yeah.
aside from that, I'm like, I $5. We're stretching it.
Yeah.
John,
I see.
was gonna tell you in private, but don't matter.
Oh, so you're going to tell on the air?
No, I'm just gonna tell you right now.
No. Oh, okay.
Well, just as a topic or whatever, I forgot to tell you before. So Brian's dad used to be a preacher, right?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
So he kind of
So you're a preacher's son.
yeah,
And he told you we are too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah. Cool. Then I could have worked with this. Are you an atheist?
I have borderline.
Agnostic atheist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have questions?
I have
yeah.
questions.
I question everything, and that was one thing he did teach me was to question.
Yeah. That's wild because a
Our
preacher
dad was
doesn't.
opposite.
Yeah, he's the a preacher normally is like, do not question anything.
Yeah.
You just go by blind faith.
Well, he had faith, but he did like to learn why. For a lot of things, he wasn't
Yeah.
satisfied with just whatever somebody told him. He wanted to find the reasons why and the explanations to whatever he was reading.
Yeah.
So he was a little more progressive preacher in that sense.
Good for him
Yeah,
because that's rarity.
it is.
My dad is not at all. He wishes there was still hellfire and brimstone yelling matches from the sermon and just scare people into eternity, eternal salvation. I'm just gonna scare the shit out of you. If you go in there and you're scared as fuck, you're in the right mode. He's scared as fuck. Like
Yeah.
they're all scared as fuck. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be there. They fear hell.
Yeah.
And that's where all the good whiskey is. That's all I'm saying. That's where
you're going to find
goes.
all the Japanese whiskey.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about this whiskey. What are we playing with here?
Oh, we're waiting on Steve here.
We don't have to wait on dude. Okay, first rule in life: never wait on Steve ever for anything ever.
I started showing up to my barber appointments 30 minutes late because of this.
You're good.
Oh damn, he's busting me out.
So
Hey, pour me some, fool. So rude.
Hold on.
Thanks.
All right. So what are we working with here?
So this is an American whiskey, but done in a Japanese style.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So they kind of did, the hallmarks of Japanese whiskey, which is, making sure that it's properly blended with whatever they're using. But I'm excited because I haven't tried this myself.
Ooh, really? Because this now
it does not have the same
it has
strong,
a floral smell to it. Almost perfumey in a sense.
Very citrusy.
Yeah, citrusy. Yeah. I could smell that. I'm not lying. I can.
What are your thoughts?
It doesn't smell like whiskey.
It doesn't, right?
No.
Wow.
At least not what you're used to.
Yeah, definitely not what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's good. That's really good.
Very smooth.
Yeah. I want to say I can taste the citrus, but there's other fruits in there too. It's super sweet.
I went to sniff the microphone. I went to sniff
I almost, and it has like a.
Yeah, it smells like a soda.
Yeah, it almost has like a really. I don't want to say rhubarb, but I know that they don't put rhubarb in any whiskey, but it has that full root beery kind of. Is that caramel?
Yeah, that would be the
Okay, I see. This one's my favorite one so far. I could sip this all night.
This is really good.
This would be fucking great with ginger ale. You know what I mean? The $1,000 bottle of ginger ale. Like this would be awesome, dude.
Sorry, man.
Is that Louis with that ginger ale that just tops it
Now,
out?
if you have $1,000 ginger ale, you should just drink it straight.
See, exactly.
Why would you be mixing the ginger ale?
Of course,
Why would you be diluting the $1,000 ginger ale with whiskey?
Let me ask you this: if you have $1,000 bottle of any alcohol, would you do cocaine with it?
No,
And then you're wasting what? The cocaine or the whiskey?
the whiskey.
Oh, okay. What about if you're doing?
Because I'm sure you can find cocaine for cheaper.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was just curious because I always thought alcohol and cocaine went together, and so why wouldn't ginger ale?
I think you think cocaine goes with anything.
So you're
Yeah, I
talking
guess you're
about
right.
uppers and downers here. It's the same thing with Jaeger bombs. One gets you up and the other keeps you down. So it
Until it all
balances out.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one gets you up?
The
Red Bull?
Yeah, the Red Bull.
Oh.
The Jaeger bomb.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Monster. Your choice of energy drink at that point.
Licorice. That's what I taste in this. It's almost like a licorice.
I'm not sure what I taste in it yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
That's what I was trying to think of. It's
pretty strong, though.
Near
Oh,
a
yeah.
black licorice flavor. But man, I like it. I love the flavor profile of it, whatever it is.
It's a really good one.
This one is unknown what the price was. It was a gift.
Yes.
So thank you for who gave the gift. Give him a shout out.
That's my friend Daniel.
Is he hot?
Yeah, he's right up your alley.
No, he's not. Nothing's up there right now.
So Brian, of the two, you prefer this one?
Yes, just because while I enjoy the peat in the first one, it's not like one of my favorite characteristics in whiskey. There are people who are going to prefer the first one over the second one. It's just a matter of preference.
I think I'm gonna be the first guy more.
Yeah.
This
see?
one's it smells better, but
A little too sweet.
It's strong.
What's weird was when I initially smelled it, I got the foredraft, not the backdraft. It instantly burned my nose, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I don't know."
Yeah, when you do a little inhale as you're getting ready to sip it, you get that
Nose torque.
alcohol vapors. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve's all hooked on the nose torque.
Oh, Brian, have you tried the nose torque?
The nose torque?
Yeah, try
you
it
have
out.
to try it,
It's
man.
just like a smelling salt, but a lot of people use it when they're body building and weightlifting and MMA and stuff
It's
like
like it's like sniffing a good cognac.
Yeah.
You got it
Interesting.
right here for you.
You want to try it?
Give it a try, man. We all do it.
For another time.
It don't matter.
enjoy the
just,
whiskey
take,
first.
just take a little sniff.
You don't want to mix it
ain't
with the
nothing to
whiskey.
I don't want to
Just
mix it. I don't want to mix it with
You
the
gotta
whiskey.
get the expensive
Well, then
nose
shoot your
Tory.
whiskey.
Oh no.
Let's do that. Let's shoot the whiskey
two
we have.
different things. It might enhance the sniffing experience.
It may, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll all shoot everything we have in our cup except for Steve's a sipper, and then we'll pour whatever we
Brian's
think
a
was.
sipper too, man.
I
Yeah, I
am.
know.
Yeah.
And then we'll I'm just trying to have an excuse to shoot this so I can get a little more in my cup.
Just pour some more.
I will.
Yeah,
Bottoms up.
There's no need to shoot it if you enjoy it.
Well, dude, I got a cup of ginger ale in the back too. I didn't want to say, but it's just something I.
Shit.
So
So what I'm learning here is you don't like alcohol.
I
You like
do.
ginger ale.
I do like soda.
Well, the
I
whole
do love
ginger
it.
ale whiskey thing is new to him. He just
Oh,
Yeah.
he just tried it about less than a month ago.
So all my life I've been doing the Coke and Jack, right?
okay.
Until I get into some scotches and I'm doing water, ice and scotch, a little bit of water. And somebody kicks me, my buddy Troy. What's up, Troy? Somebody kicks me. He kicks me the game on just try it with ginger ale, and I tried it. It was like fucking awesome. It masked it, and so I get it. You're not trying to mask the flavors on a good whiskey, but
if you're getting Steve's handles, then I would go crazy.
yeah, I do.
Yeah, Jameson, knock yourself out.
I just imagine it turns a dope ass ginger ale into an expensive ass ginger ale, and that's all that's going on because it still tastes like ginger ale, you know. This would go great with ginger ale. It almost has the sugary, I'm not tasting a lot of hotness to it or spiciness.
Okay, so what's your ratio of ginger ale to whiskey then?
It was 1-3, 1 part whiskey, 2 parts.
Okay.
Oh, so
Ginger
just
ale.
a smidge of whiskey with your ginger ale then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to mask the ginger ale. You're getting the handles. You
No,
know?
you're masking the
Toodle.
whiskey.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
By a lot.
But yeah, I guess that's when it turns into a mixed drink. You're just trying to
Yeah.
get some whiskey in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So I can get that.
Yeah.
Either way, you got to try this nose tour because all I'm trying to get to. Check
Oh, yeah.
this out. Ooh, that is good.
It smells amazing.
So it's what, like smelling salts?
Oh yeah, it's smelling salts.
Yeah, don't go too ham on it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just hold it like right here?
Yeah, you just kind of
Right
hold it
here,
in front of
just-
your nose and smell it.
A little more.
Wow.
A little more.
Don't peer pressure him, Stevie.
A little more. He's not getting it.
No, I'm
You know when you get it.
You got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
backdraft?
We
My
all
nostrils are clearing up right now.
we all know when you get it.
That's when you get it, bro.
I'm not going that far.
That's when you get it. And when your eyes water instantly.
They started to water. I stopped it short. I'm not trying to get that much of an effect.
So
I didn't know you could get that, like, to purchase it, you know? Like, you always see it on TV. Some guys are knocked down. They wave this shit around your nose, and he just, like, wakes up real quick. I'm like, oh, man, that stuff is pretty strong.
Yeah, no, it's
But I didn't know, like, civilians can get it or whatever.
Yeah, no,
And I
it's-
just never thought about it that much. And then when we tried it, I was like, holy shit.
my
I
eyes are
woke you up.
watering. And then he took my bicycle and I watched him right away on it. Whew. You know when that's all you need if you're acting and you need to cry, just hit the nose torque and it starts steering and then action. There you go.
Oh, quick sidebar on acting. You guys see the preview to that new movie, The Many Saints of Newark?
No.
Great looking movie, dude.
You watched Sopranos, right?
yes.
So it's the one coming out, the prequel.
Gandolfini when he's young.
Dude, and it's his son that plays him.
And John Bernthal.
Yeah, I forget. I don't know what role he plays,
Oh, okay.
but
I
he's
need
in
to
it.
look this up.
Oh, you got to watch it, bro.
Yeah, it looks good. The commercial looks great.
His son looks a lot like him, and perfect, like, you know, a
Yeah.
younger version of him.
I'm still crying from the nose torque.
And the story mostly revolves around Dickie Moltisanti.
Dickie
Right, like,
Moltisanti.
He's kind of like the ringleader or whatever. But yeah, it has Tony Soprano,
Interesting.
younger.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks great.
So
Coming out later this year.
check out the movie when you get a chance. Looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good movies coming out.
Should do a movie review on that one.
Yeah, we should. We will when that comes out. That'll be one of the. I think this is the portion of the show where we get to have a little fun. You're listening to the Primo Dirt. It's Johnny, Stevie. We got a special guest, Brian, and
Not Adams.
not Brian Adams. That's right. Even though when his songs play, he cries kind of like I'm doing right now
Yeah.
from the nose toward. Can you see it? Does it come across on the camera?
I can see it from here.
Have you ever seen a full-grown man's lip quiver? It's such a hard sight. You just kind of pat him on the back and you'll catch the next one because you're on a fishing boat and shit. And he took too much and you're like, "He told you not to take that much. You save it for me." Okay, so this is the portion of the show, like I said before, that we ask a bunch of questions. There's no right or wrong answers unless you say the wrong answer, and then we have to tell you. There are acceptable answers. And this one right here is, what's your favorite tequila? Simple.
It's hard to find here in the States, at least the Anejo. It's actually called Tapatio.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's the same distillery that I told you El Tesoro is from.
Yeah.
So the same distillery makes both of them. Really good. It's a really smooth Anejo.
Okay.
Sippable. The close second would be, it's called Cava de Oro.
Cava de Oro.
Yeah, there's an extra Anejo.
It's like Gold Cave. Cava?
I'm not sure what Cava means, to be honest.
Oh.
But it's something of gold, I guess.
I know Cava it's spelled with if it's spelled with the K, is like a Polynesian style alcohol.
Cava.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Their extra añejo is probably the most sippable tequila I've had because it has very strong like almond notes to it. So it's
Ooh,
sweet.
That sounds good.
It's on the sweeter end of tequilas.
Yeah.
You don't need anything to mix with it. You just, if you want it cold, put some ice in there and
Yeah.
chill it for a bit. And
that's your more expensive tequilas.
yeah.
And what
Okay,
is
Although
so
the
give us
Tapatio is cheap. The Tapatio
Really?
is cheap. Yeah.
How much is a bottle of that?
You can probably
$7.50.
find a silver here in the States for about $25-$30.
Okay.
The Anejo, I've only been able to get when people go down to Mexico.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be about the same price if you do price conversions.
Okay.
But it's really good, huh?
Yeah. The extra Anejo that I'm talking about, that one's like $130,
Okay.
$140.
I
And
see.
what's the proof? What's the average proof of these tequilas that we've tried or talked about? I mean, is it all around 40%?
I believe so.
Or
In
80.
Mexico, they're actually proofed lower than they are here in the States.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're able to find tequila that tastes lighter in Mexico than you can find here. Most of the stuff here, at least that gets distributed to the U.S., is proofed higher.
Oh,
I
okay.
see.
Yeah.
All right, and now let's go with whiskey. What's your favorite whiskey, like high dollar, and then your budget whiskey? What would you suggest to the viewers?
My favorite high dollar, and I had some Macallan edition.
Okay.
The only issue with the editions is they're not the same every time. Every time they come out with a new edition, it's a limited release.
Yeah.
In terms of cheap, I've been a huge fan of Irish, to be honest. But I prefer Slane's over Jameson.
Okay.
I'll spend that extra $1 for
Hey,
that.
so you're saying the Irish are cheap?
No, in terms of the cheaper alcohols, I prefer to go Irish.
Irish. Okay.
Yeah. Like a good bourbon is always nice. Like if you want a good rye, I recommend Whistle Pig.
Whistle Pig.
Yeah, it's like anywhere from 70 to like $140, I think.
I see.
So what's the difference between like the rye and the
Corn,
So
corn or
you use-
barley?
Yeah, you use rye, which has a
what's the other one? The Bullet has two. They have rye and
bourbon.
bourbon. Yes. So what's the difference between those two?
So it's the grain used. So there's more rye in the rye.
More than 51%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking at and rye tends to have a more peppery kind of profile.
And what does the
see.
bourbon have? If it's not rye,
it's grain.
Grain.
Yeah.
no.
Do they have Irish whiskey with rye that's made from mostly rye?
There probably Probably is. I'm not too versed in all of theirs, so I'm not quite sure.
I'm just curious because corned beef goes with rye bread. It's just that's the way you got to eat corned beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Corned beef
true.
on rye.
Yeah.
Top of the morning to you. Shite in a bag and punch it. So let's get on with our questions because they're going to get a lot deeper. And if you start to cry, that's cool because that's why I took that nose torque hit.
Just get those tears flowing.
I just wanted you to feel like you are not alone. So here we go. And give us a drunk story. That's the question. It's not a question, but we all have them. But what's one of your drunk stories? I was carried out of a Korean restaurant. I got a standing ovation. I got an applause because I got the whole restaurant drunk. Yeah, you remember you and Bolo were carrying me out.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to eat.
Heavy bastard.
Yeah.
Probably my craziest. It was more of an experience with the cops while I was drunk, and
Nice.
I was underage, actually.
Oh, damn.
So I had just gotten off work. Like a friend was having a birthday party.
Yeah.
Ended up showing up to the house where the party was at.
Yeah.
He lived down the street, so it was his friend's house.
I see.
Showed up, party was basically dead. So I was like, all right, well, I asked him, I was like, hey, what's going on? It's like, oh, well, we're back at my place. But if you want to grab a handle, just bring it over. Like, nobody's drinking over there right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I grab a handle, and I'm walking, and I'm like, it's an open bottle, basically. So I'm, took a swig. It's me and a friend walking down the street. And
Smart.
a cop pulls by. I am 19, 20 at this time.
Yeah.
An open bottle in my hand. And a cop,
No bag.
No bag. It's in my hand. A cop rolls by, stops right next to me. It's like, hey, we heard there was a fight. What's going on here? Like, do you know what's going on? And it's like, I just tucked the bottle to the side of me. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I heard there was a party like up the street. You might want to check them out.
You didn't bust your friends out, did you?
No, they're drinking at his house.
Oh, a different
I
house.
just sent them to the other house.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, thank you, and drives off and goes down the street.
Yeah.
And I look at my friend and I was like, I can't believe we just did this. We're both under 21 at the time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't believe I just gave him directions. Took another huge swig of this vodka, which is why I can't drink vodka anymore.
There you go.
And went about my day. Like if,
That's
the cop
normal.
didn't try to stop me and see if I was drinking or anything.
Yeah.
Probably my closest encounter to really being underage and getting caught like that.
Nice.
It was a crazy time.
Very cool. So if you got a good drunk story, leave us in the comments. We'll check them out. And let me grab my whiskey until before we go on to the next question here. Take a little sip. I'm really liking that. What's it called again?
The Baller? St. George?
Baller. All right. So question number I don't know. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh. I want to say it's not.
It's not a sandwich. Why is that? Why do you say that? There's no right answer or wrong, even though I have it written down. Yes, it is.
I see. I can see that argument. Like, I
Yeah.
can see why it is. But to me, a sandwich tends to have two separated pieces of bread.
Yeah. I can get that. Even though Subway doesn't.
Yeah.
They have the flappy bread.
Yeah.
It's a little flappy. But, then again, a lot of times I've had a
That'd be more
hot
like
dog.
sub,
Yeah.
A lot of times I've had a hot dog where the bun's separated.
That's
So
true.
then it turns
Yeah.
into a sandwich.
See, I can see the argument for it being a sandwich.
For or against, yeah.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Just depends if you have the right type of buns that stay together.
Yeah, you got to let your bun stay together
not
when there's a
spread-
hot dog in
and
it.
not spread open.
You can't spread
Yeah.
those buns.
Yeah, when there's a hot dog on its way. Okay. The craziest alcohol you know of. And so when I say this in mind, I think of that 180 proof beer that comes out of Switzerland, I think it is.
Absinthe?
Not absinthe. I'd have to say that's a great answer.
Absinthe is probably a crazy one.
Right? You
Have you guys heard of
hallucinate.
Everclear?
Yes.
That's
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
that's ridiculous.
what's the highest Everclear you had? Because they varies from state to state.
Yeah, I think it's.
California will only allow up to a certain amount.
I think I've seen the 180 proof.
Okay, I've had the 190.
What, absinthe?
No,
No,
Everclear. Out of Texas.
It's moonshine, essentially.
My old roommate
Pure grain spirit, yeah.
brought it back from Texas and made us all take a shot.
You can go blind
this-
from it, right?
It's brutal.
Oh my gosh, dude! I've had the taste in my throat and my mouth for like 3 or 4 hours after one shot.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
brutal. Yeah.
White lightning. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
In the South.
It's not a fun experience.
It's gross.
No, I don't know what would compel anybody to drink that on a regular.
It's a mixer.
It's a
Yeah.
mixer for
It
sure.
would have to be a mixer.
I'd like to sit in a room full of hillbillies and then take some Everclear and then smell it, wash my palate a little. So it's got a nutty taste to it and see what they say, you know. Right?
Tasted
know?
like it's, a fine spirit.
Yeah, right. A fine spirit. What do you think a hillbilly would say to that?
Probably to look at you and not know what to say to you.
I think he would say, "Nobody's fucking my sister but me," is what I thought he would say. That's not a question on here, by the way. Okay. So, if you're trapped on a deserted island, and in these scenarios, you lost your pants, so you have no pants. So you have this fear, obviously, of crabs, if you're like waiting around. I mean, the big crabs. Which alcohol would you want? And the two questions to start are rum or rubbing alcohol.
Rum.
Okay, because you can still clean something. That's the correct answer. Now, in the spectrum of alcohol, what alcohol would you want? You can say beer. I know you're a beer connoisseur.
I am.
That's actually your forte.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did
beer.
not know.
Beer is what I was in San Diego for about 8 years and went through the whole craft thing there.
Okay.
I can't do the cheap stuff anymore. Like I've gotten to the point where if you don't like beer, I can probably find you a beer you're gonna like.
Sounds good. We're gonna have to do that on another. We had Brews and Q's podcast on here once. Sounds like we need Brian, and then we need Brian and Brews and Q's. That would be kind of crazy. But yeah,
I'd probably say a good beer.
that's what
If
you
it
say.
was a spirit, I'd say tequila.
Okay. Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Gin being a close second. I've been really a huge fan of gin over the past year and a half.
What's the allure of gin? I know it seems to me like
It's the botanicals that they use.
But is it? Do you drink it straight or mixed?
I've done it straight. Good tonic, sometimes good. But if you prefer a club soda, if you want to watch those calories, you can definitely do that too.
So what do you, when you're sipping gin, are you sipping it straight or are you mixing it?
Straight, or sometimes with like club soda, just because I like the taste.
What are your
So I have
favorite gins?
a huge fan of Hendrix because it's a cucumber forward botanicals that they use.
Now they have two, right?
They have a few.
They have a few. Okay,
Yeah.
I've seen two. I've tried one.
Yeah. Which one did you try?
I think just the regular one.
Yeah. They have
Yeah.
other ones where like they have Orbium, which use like I think it was wormwood.
Wormwood has thujone, which is what you use in absinthe,
Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
okay.
Yeah. So it had some like absinthe qualities to it.
but no hallucinogenics.
No, I was fine with that.
That
It was-
sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
I mean, if you're looking for that, I'd say just go straight for the absinthe.
Yeah, go straight to Spain
Yeah.
because you can't find it here.
You can find some here, but they're not.
Can
the
you
same.
find some?
Yeah, you can find absinthe. here.
So we need to try that.
You need to find us some.
Yeah, is
it's
what, what I meant.
we can probably find. They're not huge bottles. They're like 375s.
Are they hallucinogenic?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you didn't even seem to be bothered by missing your pants on the deserted island, which is cool.
Yeah. Hey, you're gonna find something to cover yourself up with.
Oh.
Gotta
I
be
get that.
resourceful.
Man's got his gin, man.
Yeah, he's got his gin. Yeah, very refined. So next question. Question number, I don't know. Is a cereal a soup?
A cold soup, I guess.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Gazpacho?
I'm not sure.
Is that what it's called?
Cold.
Cold soup is gazpacho?
I think so.
So is
I
the,
want to
I'm
say
sorry,
it's Argentinian.
let me reframe my question. Is a cereal as gazpacho? Same
I
answer.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way.
All right. Now, this is a scenario question. So, you're in a bar and you're sitting there and you look over onto the stool next to you. There's a genie lamp. You rub the lamp and out comes a genie, right? It's like, hey, man, because that's what the genie, you know.
I like the Robin Williams version
Hey, man.
of the genie.
You get one wish, right? And you're like, oh, well, let me think about it. So you start to think about your wish, right? I seen you up and to the right, so you're already thinking about it, right? And then a priest, a rabbi, and a hooker walk in to the bar. And they all begin to gang rape you, which the bartender just lets it go on. This is evidently a normal thing. Right? Would you use your wish to stop them, or would you wish for Jeff Bezos money, is the question.
Ooh.
Well, that was a tangent.
That was a tangent.
Because you have a choice now. And the fact that you seem like a solid individual in the fact that you're thinking about this. Because I would have just let you know what my answer is, which is the correct answer, by the way. My answer is I'm wishing for the Jeff Bezos money, and I'm going to make the best out of this situation. Because when's the next time you're going to get to fuck a priest, a rabbi, and a hooker? You know what I mean? And like she's like calling out the shots. Put your finger in his butt, and I'm like, okay. Like Simon Says, or you know what I mean? Like,
see that then it's consensual.
It becomes consensual once you have a genie in a lamp. Yeah. Almost everything is. Once you become a billionaire, you have to fuck a dude. That's already not even in the... There's no question. You just have to fuck a dude. There's not... You don't have to like it. You just have to go about it like as if having a cup of coffee.
Do you think 100% of billionaires have done that?
Yeah, 100%. 110%. All billionaires.
Take on the billionaires.
Yeah, all of them. Even Warren.
So if you're a billionaire and you want to debunk this, comment.
Yeah, leave a comment. And you're lying if you do.
And
you're like, oh, I never fucked a dude. Yeah, you're not a billionaire.
And leave a tip.
So the question to be answered.
I mean, it's already in the process, so you can't say it didn't happen.
You've already been fucked, so you're going for the Bezos money.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that
you just
Bezos
sit there.
Money is gonna set me for life.
Yeah, you can come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Like you wait in that bar every day or whatever, and then
Just
have a
let it
camera
be.
crew come out and then make some money on that, just for the hell of it. All right, cool. That was actually the correct answer.
That's probably how Bezos got his money.
Yeah.
That's how he got started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chose the Bezos money.
Yeah, right. He was sitting in there, and all of a sudden, a genie lamp, and then a priest,
It's
a
like, it's my
rabbi,
money
and
now.
a
Yeah.
hooker.
He's like, it's my money now.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, you know how much he paid? Well, hasn't went down yet, but he's supposed to be going into low orbit, him and his brother. And there was one more ticket that was sold recently for like $27 million.
Nice.
So, and I think the flight is like less than 15 minutes. That's a lot of money.
That is.
Did you break that down to the minute?
I did not. I just know it's a lot.
Yeah, I know I forgot what the name of the company is, but there's a company that's trying to take some civilians out into orbit.
Probably Russia.
No, it's an American-based company.
It's not Elon Musk.
Oh,
company?
Like,
I
they
think
paid
it's
for-
Virgin Atlantic, like their space program.
It might be.
I think.
They paid
Just
for an
all
extra
do a
ticket.
GoFundMe and send all the flat earthers on this little thing,
That'd be great.
just so they can just stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Learn some science.
Just send
Science.
that one flat earther. Did you see him when he
You can't
both?
send just one because the other
No,
one.
no.
won't
Did you
believe
see?
'em.
You just see the one? Well, actually, I think he might have died. There was one that tried to launch himself with his own rocket.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's awesome.
I think he might have survived the first one, but died on the second try or some shit.
That's funny.
That sucks.
Crazy.
It's hard to
That's-
lose a flat earther.
Hey, that's commitment, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's dying for his cause.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people have died for causes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of causes out there.
Yeah. All right.
What's
So
it like
here's
for Bigfoot.
yeah, right. Has anybody people had to have died looking for Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
By Bigfoot. He actually killed them. So you looking for me, chump? And was like, "Wah."
Didn't
Yeah,
live
do
to tell
what they
about
love.
it.
Stabbed him. Was like, nah.
Kept his
So-
identity.
So here's a cause right here and a question. Question number 8. I don't actually know. I just said that. A simple question you've been asked before. So ass or titties or feet?
Ass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Steve?
It's a hard one, man.
sounds like a feet guy.
then.
Times have
James.
changed, man.
Yeah.
The time we're living through now is ass. But if you looked
Ass
at the
time.
80s, ass was not even a thing.
No.
I don't know, man.
You know, but the time
when
that we are in
when
right
did
now,
Sir Mix-a-Lot Baby Got Back come out?
That was the 90s.
That was like early 90s.
That was the turn where he was like, "We like this. You should try it."
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, "I'm going to try that," and it works.
See, because most of the time, if there's ass, it doesn't mean it's just fat. Like it could be muscle. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot more diversity there.
I like a fat ass.
There
though.
is. I like I like a little mixture, but
Yeah.
I don't know,
I like
man.
Kobe ass.
Like if I'm looking at Kardashian ass,
That's fake.
that's ugly.
See, but that's fake. I'm talking
It is,
natural.
but it's just ugly.
Brian's
See,
talking
the-
about the CrossFit chicks, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about natural
Squatters.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
even then.
I like a girl that walks a lot but doesn't exercise. That type of ass. You know what I mean? She gets her steps in, but she's not like, I want a little fat. I want that Kobe marbled beef. It's like you see the fat. There's a little bit. I want a little bit of cellulite.
A little marbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever remember that infomercial back in? She's probably like 20
With
years
Suzanne
ago.
Summers.
No, not the Thigh Master.
Okay.
Well, that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
But there was one that focused on the Brazilian butt. It's like Brazilians have the most amazing asses, and there was an infomercial for a workout video that would supposedly guarantee that you would get that lift, that butt, where you can tuck a pencil in the crease and it would stay.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
Well, for the pencil, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was the number 2 pencil because you put it in the butt.
Hey.
I heard a
Where number
story,
2 comes
something
out.
about Colombia. They're known for their ladies
Colombia,
having
yeah.
nice asses.
Yeah.
And it's because the way the landscape is, and they had to travel up and down hills.
Oh.
But now that transportation's getting better, they're losing their
They're
asses.
losing it, huh?
Is the ass leaving or is the ass dropping?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I need to know.
It's a great question.
We need to find a
little.
Colombian.
Or
got some-
Panamanian.
Yeah, I got some coffee questions for him too. Okay, so here's a hard
Coffee,
one.
sure.
This is a 2-parter question. Have you seen The Crying Game, or do you know what the story is?
No.
So the Crying Game is a man who is looking for love, never really finds it.
Forrest Whitaker.
Played by Forrest Whitaker, and he finds a woman that he falls in love with, and come to find out is a dude, and then still loves her, him.
Does he? Because there was a scene where he just threw up and...
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm just saying. So that brings us to this next question: hot ass ladyboy or Forrest Whitaker? This is a hard one. Yeah, you could say no homo.
You can take
if you
a
want.
pass.
No, there's no pass,
You
but
say
you could
next.
say no homo, and that's the pass, and then you answer.
We'll accept both as well.
Yeah. That's a
Forrest Whitaker is not a great looking dude.
yeah, right? So it seems like a simple question, right? You're taking too long on this.
No, it's just funny that it went from ladyboy to
Forrest Whitaker.
that's just such a disconnect.
I don't know. You got Forrest Whitaker in what was it Fast Times at Ridgemont
So
High?
hold on, he's selling Forrest Whitaker now. Yeah, I get that.
versus
So you're a Forrest Whitaker man yourself.
versus what was his
With
character
the
in Star Wars?
young Forrest Whitaker, he's into him.
So prime Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, like the football star he's gone for.
That's funny.
Driving the Trans Am, I think.
What what was he?
is that what you
Ninja
would go
Samurai or?
No, you can't do that, Stevie. It's got to be current day Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, you have to go
Can't
with.
say
Like
just
like Star
18.
Wars Forrest Whitaker.
He wants the young John Travolta. Is what he wants.
Of course. But wouldn't you would take the young Stallone over old Stallone?
Probably.
Okay.
No.
All right. You're shallow. I get that.
Stevie's got a type, man.
Yeah.
He's got he likes him young.
Yeah, he does. Evidently. He likes his guys young. So, ladyboy.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. It's a simple question.
No, I still am astounded that we went from that to Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's in the Crying Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, he has a lot of money. He could have. It's kind of like the genie in the lamp question. You kind of. A ladyboy, you're just.
But will you get it? That's the real question.
I don't know. You
think
got to
will.
work for it.
I don't
You got to
think-
sell it.
But still,
You're going to have to sell it. Like, you're going to have to
Forrest
smile at him while
Whitaker
you're all
seems smart.
yum, yum.
Forrest Whitaker seems smart.
He is smart. Yeah, he might see through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that easy for you to pull that
It
off.
depends on your poker face. I mean, poke him face. If you can look like it's enjoyable, I guess. I don't know. You never know. Forrest Whitaker, if you're out there, leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the Primo Dirt, and tell us what would you go for, Brian? Is that cool? And even if he doesn't sell it, because he's not going to sell it, it's very hard. It's very hard to sell that. And last question was, actually, that was the last question. I don't know why we ended with that one. That was kind of weird.
That was a interesting one to finish off on.
Well, how about this? How about if
Steve's got a question.
If you were an animal, what would it be and why?
Okay.
That's a great one.
Mythical creatures are acceptable as well.
Yeah, so you can say unicorn. Or dragon.
See, I'd still probably lean towards the fox.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Smart animals.
Mm-hmm.
They're quick. They're slick.
Yeah. What does the fox say? Wah, wah, wah. Very cool. So thanks for joining us, Brian. Dude, the
Thank you for
whiskey
having
was
me.
awesome. I love that last one. If you're looking for a good bottle, Brian suggests Wine and More. What was the 2 whiskeys that you were going to be trapped on there?
The tequilas or the whiskeys?
Let's go with the whiskeys.
Whiskeys, if you can find the Macallan edition,
Yeah.
it's about a $80 bottle, I believe.
Okay.
That one's they change the recipe a bit every time, but it's been consistent over. I had the 3 and the 5, I believe. Those were really good. Big fan of Slane's if you want to try an Irish that isn't Jameson.
Yeah.
If you can find Hibiki Harmony, that's my favorite Japanese blend.
Can you get that out of Wine and More or no?
If you can find it, it's
Yeah.
really hard to find right now.
Hibiki Harmony.
Yes,
Okay.
Hibiki Harmony.
Yeah.
Those would probably be the ones I'd say.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
like a Scotch Japanese, and then a good Irish that I enjoy. Like that's not too expensive. Because Redbreast is amazing to me.
I liked it. We
yeah.
tried it the other Father's
I don't
Day.
always have the money to buy the Redbreast.
I think it's a $60 bottle.
It's not, it's not crazy expensive, but I
Yeah.
end up spending those $60 on tequila.
Yeah.
So
I
I
liked it.
choose tequila over the whiskey most of the times.
That was a good taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for joining. Primo Dirt, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what your favorite whiskey is. Tell us if you were just stranded on a deserted island, a priest, a rabbi, and a hooker were there and they're raping you and you had a genie's lamp. Would you wish for Jeff Bezos money or a ladyboy or Forrest Whitaker? And Stevie, let's end with your words of wisdom. And we're going to, I had a talk with corporate and Scott, who's doing all the editing. And I told him, stop effing. And I said the word effing. With Steve's words of wisdom because he thinks it's funny and it's not funny. The joke is getting old. We need to hear what you have to say. The world needs to know what does Stevie have to say. So what do you have to tell the viewers of the Primo Dirt? Primo Dirt. Primo Dirt.
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. There it is. Thank you for listening to the Primo Dirt podcast. Words of wisdom. He wasn't ready.
The altar, she supposed, and on it was Hector.
Is the throne empty? Is the king dead? The empire unpossessed?
Off with his head.
You got me going in circles.